Hey everyone, it's Batwoman time, and this is episode 11 of season 1. Last episode ended on a bit of a huge cliffhanger, where Beth appears, and she's like, "Hey, I'm back. How's it going, sis?" And at the time, I was trying to think of different theories about, it could be Mouse, it could be Alice playing a trick, it could be some sort of weird clone. But as Richard and Chris in the comments pointed out, it's Crisis. It's what happened after Crisis, and all the some of the multiverse worlds converged into our own. So one of the actual real life Beths from that universe, or whatever universe, is now living in ours. So she thinks she is Beth. She thinks she's just come home normally. And she's like, "Hey, Kate, hey, it's your sister." But she doesn't know that all that multiverse stuff happened. So, yeah. Now we have actual Beth from a different universe, which is now our universe. We have our universe Beth, who is Alice, who is currently incarcerated. And yeah, so this is going to create a weird dynamic where Kate has her sister back, but it's not her real sister. So I think there's going to be a lot of emotional conflict there. And I have no idea how they're going to resolve it. Part of me thinks that Alice, our Beth, will end up killing alternate Beth, but we'll see what happens. The rest of the episode last week dealt with Kate coming to terms with coming out of the closet, basically, because there was this girl who was a lesbian, and that was the focus of the episode. And the press was all over Batwoman trying to kind of match her up with this guy, whose name, he had a funny name, but I've forgotten it now. Something like Blaze. Something, not Blaze, it wasn't Blaze. I think his surname was Bradley. I don't know. So, at the end of the episode, Batwoman comes out of the closet as a lesbian, and yeah, I think that's where we are at the moment. Her and Mary sort of made up, and their dad is still in prison. And yeah, that's the state of play at the moment. So I presume we're going to start this episode exactly where we left it off, with new Beth, and we'll see what kind of weird shenanigans go on in this episode.
Happy birthday!
Here we are, back.
How did you get in here?
Mace! Anybody hear that knocking? Oh, flashback.
Are there any lions or tigers about here?
It's only the Red King snoring. Happy birthday, Beth.
You remembered.
It's a dead cat.
Hey!
My dad can't know. Has to be a secret.
Hi, little guy.
Don't know how they're going to keep an animal secret,
What are you
but
gonna call him?
okay. That cat's not going to survive. Creepy dude. Welcome to your first year of captivity in my creepy house.
What'd you wish for?
To get out of here?
My sister and father.
If you say your wish out loud, it means it will never come true.
If I was Kate, I would go to where they're holding Alice to see if she's still there.
Were you planning on telling me that Alice escaped?
What are you talking about?
She showed up at my office just now.
That's impossible.
She's still
been in a
here.
holding cell for the last 8 hours.
I swear I just saw her.
Then you're not the only one.
Mary saw her
Mary
too.
saw her too.
Waffles. How'd you know that? Beth always used it. The only password she could ever remember.
Waffles.
You two seem really close.
We should tell your dad about this.
No, not until we figure out what's going on. I've seen pictures like this before, Beth and me together.
She's gonna put it together.
Only it was on a different Earth.
So you think when that galactic dude put all the Earths in a blender?
Somehow she landed on this one. I gotta find her.
Yeah. Where do you think she is?
The Waffle House?
Where we'd always go on our birthday. I didn't recognize you then, but I do now.
Well, you are the only one. Nobody else even knows who I am. I feel like I'm going crazy.
I wonder how many people this has happened to. Just thrown into a different Earth.
Happening?
And what about the Kate on her Earth? Is she here too? Or I don't really get the rules behind it. This whole.
You have a request.
I'll settle for my book.
Your book.
Oh, yes, my copy of Alice in Wonderland. I imagine it's around here somewhere. No way to treat someone on their birthday.
I wouldn't hold out hope.
Didn't even
for
bring a
throwing you
cake,
party.
Sophie.
That's okay. One's already being planned.
Ooh.
What's that supposed to mean?
Mouse is
Well, I
doing
wouldn't want to
shit.
ruin the surprise.
Hi. You have something I want,
Hey, Mouse.
and I have something that you'll want back. Two things, in fact. Say hello to Stephen,
Hey, Steven.
Commissioner Forbes' son, and Brian, Mayor Aiken's heir apparent. I'll give you until 9 p.m. to release Alice. If you don't,
So, literally, no one knows me on this Earth.
She told her everything. That's good.
And not to be a total creep, but you still just feel like the best friend I've had my whole life. Ever since you pulled me from the car, I always
Oh.
say, what car?
Pulled her from the car.
Yeah.
Has she told her about Alice yet?
You climbed back into the car and you pulled me out. And ever since then, you've been my hero.
About that, just one small difference in this universe.
What is
Officials, despite the unfolding hostage situation involving Commissioner Forbes' own son, the GCPD has not turned on the bat signal. Does your refusal to turn on the bat signal have anything to do with Batwoman coming out as a lesbian?
My wife and I are incredibly concerned for the safety
funny.
of our son. Let's not get distracted by politics.
thank you.
Yeah, Batwoman's
Okay,
sexuality
if
is
they're not
just,
gonna take
just
Batwoman's
all
help-
politics.
They're sure as hell gonna need ours.
Oh, so now you come bearing gifts. It is
I hope there's not like a secret
I
thing
know
in the
what
book,
you're
like a
doing.
detonator, tracker, bomb,
But the question is, do
file.
you-
I'm granting your request. I ran it through X-ray, thermal imaging, even an ion mobility spectrometer.
Good stuff,
Turns out it's
Sophie.
just a book.
She's imagining him as one of the characters.
It's all wrong. Hideous. You look like a quilt.
I was in that house. I can't imagine what years in that place must have been like.
But you do know what it's like to feel trapped. Felt that way your entire life.
Married to a guy you don't really love.
When the only thing you dream about is being out.
I could have saved her, though. Everybody told me that if I went back in that car to get Beth, that I would have been killed. It's not true.
You got Beth back. She doesn't need saving. But right now, there's some pretty high-profile hostages who do.
Luke is
On my way.
like, eye on the prize, eye on the mission. Keep everything, all your baggage, put it aside for now. It's the Wonderland gang. Hey, Mouse. Hey. Uh-oh.
I don't think they value the lives of the hostages you've taken.
We got a better one.
I may have someone that they might care a bit more about.
Sophie.
Kate?
Hi, sis.
Are you hurt? Are you okay?
No worse than survival training. You remember that, don't you? Then I need you to listen to me.
Secret code.
Let Alice go. Let Alice go. Do you understand?
Code. Have you understood the code that I gave you? In secret.
I understand.
Roger, 10-4.
I'm just looking for Kate.
She's been kidnapped. Sorry,
Okay.
there's no easy way for me to get that out.
Just blurt it out. She gonna find out she's Batwoman?
Kidnapped. As in taken? By whom?
There's no easy way for me to get this out either, but by
Complicated.
you.
You're a supervillain.
Kate and I learned to fool our captors by sending coded messages in the open. Repeat a message twice, it meant do the opposite.
She shouldn't have told Alice that code.
Are there any lions or tigers about here? It's only the Red King snoring.
That was the little code. That the coast was clear.
Uh-oh. Don't look under the blanket.
Johnny, upstairs. Time for chores.
Does anybody hear that meowing? Right on cue. It was Mouse. Mouse was pretending to be a cat. Poor kitty's gonna get killed.
Send in the cavalry.
No.
Oh, she can pretend to be
They'll
Alice,
ready
right?
for that.
Just put on a wig and...
This mouse guy is demanding Alice. Yeah?
See, Luke, you're gonna have to prep her a lot. Just act
No.
completely weird.
Sorry, that's not gonna happen. Okay, that's insane. And
yeah, because my idiot dad isn't gonna turn on the bat signal.
Dude, it's 2020. Nobody cares about gay straight anymore.
It's true.
Did you make this?
No, it was the gnomes. He's just the worst. Why is he keeping her locked up again? Because, I mean, we can imagine, but at the moment he's just keeping her there for no reason. Just being a creep.
This is exactly the kind of delicate craftsmanship that Johnny needs.
Oh, he's gonna get her to help make a face.
That was the day I learned to make faces out of human skin. First were the eyebrows.
Basically got two go-to moves in her repertoire of crazy. Either say something terrible in a really sweet voice.
Have you read Alice in Wonderland?
You really get into some trouble. Throw out a random quote from Alice in Wonderland.
You got this, Mary.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Nope. Yep.
What, do I look that bad?
No.
You look exactly like her.
Which is why I can't help but feel responsible for what happened to your mom.
This is
You don't
weird.
have to be. You are nothing like that bitch.
Time's almost up!
Just washing the car. Oh, it's with...
What I was going to remark myself.
They let you go?
You played your part well, my little mouse.
So now it's going to use some secret code to out her.
Were you followed?
No.
Are there any lions or tigers about here?
Uh-oh, that's the code.
What are you talking about?
Tigers about here.
Whoops. See, Mavis is the master of disguise, so he can... It's good that he spotted that she was in disguise. Looks like Kate has to get herself out of this. You just get... Uh-oh. Okay, Kate. Time to redeem yourself. Go back into the car to save her.
Thank you for helping me look normal. I'm sorry about the book, but I got some of my dad's fishing line. It's really strong. We can fix it, Beth.
It's when she switched.
I'm gonna call you my little mouse. You can call me Alice.
She just had the mental break. She accepted that she'd lost all hope of being who she once was. And this is a way to protect her psyche.
That's how you dealt with all that trauma. By creating an entirely different reality and becoming someone else.
Isn't that what you did, Agent Moore? And everybody else about who you really are.
Like, one aspect of who she is. Uh-oh. There was a hidden thing. It was the thing Mouse was talking about in the flashback. That they used to put the book back together.
I may be free of my cage, but you're still trapped in yours.
She's just gone. The camera cuts her away and she's just, you see the outline of her just running. You can do it, Kate. They can't kill Beth like this, can they? No. This is smart. Going through the back. Going through, like, the seat. She'll come back for you.
Evening, Gotham. Notice
Hey,
how
Vesper.
I didn't say good evening? The Louisville
How does
Slugger
Vesper
under
know
the
all
bed
this
tonight,
stuff?
Because with Batwoman...
The status on Mouse.
Just got out of surgery. In ICU.
I want a 6-person team on him round the clock.
6-person?
Kate.
I don't get many books.
I'm just glad you remembered our code.
Of course I did. I remember everything.
Wink, wink.
Protesters have taken to the steps of the GCPD, demanding that they turn on the bat signal.
That's a good... I like that entrance.
Any idea where she could be?
I don't know.
In a warehouse somewhere, probably.
That's how we're gonna stop her. Anything happened to Alice when she was in Crow's custody, we'd have to answer for it. But she's a fugitive now.
Now we can do anything we want to her.
Would bat an eye.
Jeez. She's still your daughter.
Surprise! I had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, she told me that you would hate this.
She would be right. Twin intuition.
Twin
birthday, Beth.
tuition. It's twin tuition.
Woo! Okay. Alice.
I think it's sad
now
that
I've met Beth, I see
there's like
what you
4
lost.
people at this party.
It's Americans.
And 2 of them are the birthday people.
Happy birthday to you.
Both.
Make a wish.
Well,
Don't say it out
all I
loud.
wanted was a second chance. And here you are.
Uh-oh. This is the second time Batwoman has left us on a little bit of a cliffhanger that makes me go, huh? In 2 weeks. So let's theorize. They're both hearing something in their heads because somebody is trying to reach out to one of them, but because they're the same person, it's reaching out to both of them. Or 2 of them can't exist in the same Earth at the same time. So they're going to be getting these headaches until one of them dies or one of them gets breached to somewhere else. That would cause a lot of problems because of how many times we've had doppelgangers coexist and that never happening. So we'll go with the first thing, that it's like something they have. It's because they're both the same. Maybe it's a message. Maybe it's someone trying to hurt them. Maybe it's the whole can't coexist thing. Those are the 3 things I'm going to go with. I'm glad this episode wasn't like the whole episode wasn't Kate being confused about who this Beth person is. They figured it out really, really quickly, which is good because, the audience, we knew. Well, I didn't know until I read the comments, but so it's good that they figured it out quickly because they could have dragged it out for a few episodes, which wouldn't have been interesting. I like that there was a secret escape plan hidden in her book. What was it? Like a fishing wire thing that she could use to, kill a bunch of guards. Alice was picking on Sophie all episode, like, you're living a lie. What does it feel like to be trapped? Pretending you're one thing when you're really another thing. I don't know how much of that actually got to Sophie. Probably a lot. Because I think they're always going to be angling towards Sophie and Kate getting back together, even though it probably won't happen this season. Or ever. So they have to constantly remind her, Kate's the one you love. You abandoned her. You went off to have this normal life. You're hiding away. And that's total contrast with Batwoman coming out. How did she do that, actually? Did she meet somebody to tell them in person? Did she make a phone call? How are they supposed to verify that phone call was from actually Batwoman? Does she know Vesper in real life? Did she just pop around to Vesper's place and was like, hey, maybe you should talk about me being lesbian? I still think we'll see Vesper by the end of the season, just in her own little episode where she gets threatened or kidnapped. It'll start off with Vesper bitching about Batwoman, and it'll end with her apologizing for that. That's what I think. I wonder how long they're going to keep Beth around. I don't know if the show works with both Beth and Alice full time. I feel like it's only going to be a few episodes before one of them gets killed off or one of them gets sent off. And I also feel like we have to hold on to our Alice Beth because we've been with her from the first episode and we've seen all of her flashbacks. So she's ours, even though she's the evil one. She's family. She's ours. So I think if it came down to like one of them have to die, it'll have to be the good one from the other universe. Mary and Kate were just fine. They dealt a little with Mary's mother dying when she put the wig on Beth. And she had that like instant reaction to seeing her, which is a nice touch. Yeah. Their dad is still giving advice from prison, although he doesn't really have too much power to be ordering people around to do things because he's obviously not in the chain of command anymore. We haven't seen any of his story, really. We saw in the last episode that he was having a little bit of problem with that one dude, but I don't know if we're going to get a prison episode where, they all come after him and he has to somehow either win them over or stamp his authority on things. Or even if that's something that we need to see. And yeah, we saw a little bit more of the bond that Mouse and Alice have, and that moment where she let go of the past and embraced her current situation, and she clung to the character of Alice, and it was instant. It changed from her being a normal girl to being someone who she was sort of pretending, acting out. So yeah, that was interesting to see. I still think that Mouse's dad was either killed by Alice or will be killed by Alice. We definitely need closure on that because I don't think we know how that ended. And he's too much of a overbearing figure for it to have ended well. You know, she didn't just reach 18 and he just waved her goodbye. Well, see you. Go off to college now. Oh, they grow up so fast. Yeah. So yeah, interesting episode, and they've set up more stakes for probably we're going to deal next week with the headaches, the high-pitched sound that they both were experiencing, and yeah, we'll see what comes from that. So I don't think I've forgotten anything. It's a strange dynamic. It's a strange show. Beth is in a strange place because it's not just that she's lost her universe. She's also lost her sister and her father and all her friends. But I don't know. They've sort of kind of, you know, glossed over that. She did mention it when near the start of the episode that, you know, nobody recognized her. She felt completely alone. But by the end of the episode, it was like, happy birthday! Hey! We're our sisters. We're having a great time. So I feel like if it was to happen to me, I would be psychologically depressed and damaged for the entire time that I was away from the people that I had grown up with and had become attached to. And that everybody that seemed familiar but wasn't would feel completely off. But, you know, I'm willing to just forget about that for the sake of the story. Because what are they going to have her do? Just mope around all the time like would happen in real life? That wouldn't be good to watch. So, thank you for watching. And I'll see you again this time next week for episode 12 of Batwoman. And until then, have a good week.